says one day, son, this'll all be yours, and the banks of the rivers are lined in gold, and the sweet rows of pines lost in your
Your look doesn't match your sound.
If Rami finds out I was up here when his gear got stolen, well, I'd rather not think about it. I'm gonna book it back to town and forget the whole thing.
It's a place to hide in the back of your mind. It's a soft just like a hummingbird when she touches the sky. And you've got nowhere, and you don't know just why. You're a child of the river coming home tonight. Sweet rose of pines lost in your wind tonight. Will you run, babe, far from home, where the banks of the rivers are lined in gold.
That little introduction, my friends, sitting there peacefully, cool, calm, and collected with my guitar, thinking about wanting to play a little folk song, but then all of a sudden, just having that will of breaking out and doing an insane, incredible guitar riff. Then, out of nowhere, some bitch comes along and criticizes me. I am upset. But I am traveling to Calypso, entering the town, talking with everybody, getting my information, and understanding the Johnson Vendetti Festival. My late great uncle who recorded and released one of the greatest folk albums of all time, known as Pine.
being a serious
Here
folk
I am.
musician?
I have to play my first ever show in front of the towns and make an impression.
You ever heard of Lightman's?
They're probably thinking that I have to play just like my
It's not a
uncle.
movie. It's
But then again, I want to be somebody else. I don't want to
I'll
follow in the
catch you later, Zach.
footsteps. I want to be who I am as a musician, as a writer, as an artist,
Calypso is
and as
usually
someone
much
who has the
quieter.
passion of creativity.
It's quieter each summer.
My
as the
name
book
is
said.
Francis Vendetti.
People are here for the anniversary of my uncle's album.
That right
Prominence.
there is the best way I can
It's
describe
kinda like a
what
festival.
the inner thought is of the main
Everyone's pretty
character,
excited.
at least in my own interpretation. But folks, this game really showed me how impactful an independent game developing company can be. There's a whole world of hidden gems waiting to be
Johnson
discovered by
Vendetti
the
Festival
population.
ends tomorrow
This
night.
here is one of those games that
Finale
needs
is
to
at the
be
Salty
witnessed,
Seagull, where
experienced,
Johnson
and
Vendetti's
played
nephew will
by
take the
almost
stage for the
anyone
first time.
who is trying to seek
That's
out
me.
a hidden treasure. It's a very simple to grasp. You're traveling through faraway galaxy,
avoiding me,
going
son?
from one destination to another,
No, Rami,
proving your
no.
greatness as
I
a
find you
musician.
very intimidating.
The story itself is
What am
passing
I
the torch
doing,
from one
Francis?
another. You understand who Lightman is,
have no
taking
idea.
Francis Vendetti under his
I'm
wing,
smiling.
who I alliterated saying is the nephew of the legendary Johnson Vendetti. Francis is supposed to play a show in front of his town at a festival honoring his fallen uncle. Once he meets Violetta, the story takes a turn, and as he shifts off into an outer dimension of the Milky Way to discover himself and play a show to really showcase who he is as a musician. He has to impress the galaxy and become the next big thing. The story is not about living in the shadows, but finding your own destiny as a musician, overcoming fear of failure, and finding the confidence in yourself, knowing your sound, creating a personality, working on creativity and premise, writing your own story, and giving people something new, fresh, and exciting. Alrighty, folks, let's go ahead and dive into this game. Now, there is just a lot of things that I absolutely admire about it, so let's just go ahead and talk about the main element, that is the gameplay. It is very simple to learn. You're doing a little jumping here and there, regular jump, double jump, and occasionally you'll have to shred your guitar to do an impressive mega jump. Now, you're also playing Simon with the buttons to match the melodies, and there's a shitload of guitar riffs that's perfectly in sync with each location while you are on your journey. Controls are very fluent and simple to learn. Now, before I continue talking about this, I want to give you all at least an entire clip of what you are going to be experiencing in this game, from talking with various characters, progressing in your story, because it's a lot of text and there are a lot of options and decisions you have to make in order to not only complete your sentences but also tell your story as well. But before getting into the next location, this is what you are witnessing here, is that you are just traveling through and just rocking out to the outstanding, beautiful, euphoric music in the background. Take a look. You know, folks, just after that first experience talking with whomever at the beginning of the stage, you're traveling to your destination, you hear this marvelous music and playing this perfect in-sync guitar solo. It not only made me believe in myself with my taste in music, but made me feel proud that I'm glad I played this game. It takes the right game to hit me in the feels and affect me emotionally.
You're aboard the
If a
Cosmic
game is able to
Love,
do that,
a vessel
it's
across
done its
the
job.
extraordinary.
Now, it was the
What does
same
that
exact
mean?
reaction I had when I played Bioshock
Francis,
Infinite for the first time.
does your
You remember
species
when you were
gather
shot
in
up into the city of Columbia
caravans
and
of
you get that
aimless
breathtaking view of the city
cacophonous
and into the church,
debauchery?
hearing that ambiance of a choir singing and
You mean
reading
like a
that little
music
prayer?
festival?
Yeah, you had to put that controller
That
down for
sounds
just
familiar.
a few
Why don't
minutes
you
to
ever
take a breather,
explore?
grab a drink of
See
water or a
things out.
snack,
May I
because you
offer some
know that you were
advice?
going to be in for a
Okay.
ride. Same thing
Don't lose
applied to
your
me quite a
mind.
few times, but with something so simple and elegant as
I'll keep that
traveling
in
to your
mind.
destination and hearing music, looking at visuals, and playing a guitar solo. Something so little hit me in a big way.
It's like
Now,
some
back to talking
far-out
about this
Hindu
game. It's
album
extremely
cover.
psychedelic and takes the whole world of imagination of a faraway odyssey and turns it into full effect. It's an acid trip gone right. You're in a space-time continuum that's revolved, surrounding, and circulated by music. Now, I want to quote something that was said by George Carlin that was said in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure towards the end of the movie, and I quote, "You see, eventually your music will help put an end to war and poverty. It will align the planets and bring them into universal harmony, allowing meaningful contact with all forms of life, from extraterrestrial beings to common household pets. And it's excellent for dancing." End quote. I don't think it's entirely accurate to describe this game on the point with this quote. The description of align the planets and bring them into universal harmony, that particular sentence can be a good way to help explain the game musically. As for my personal investment with this game, playing it, just from simply holding the square button, running from one destination to another, to text interaction with characters, to playing a holographic guitar that perfectly harmonized the background music, seeing the colors, visuals, illuminations, and bizarre space aliens who are completely forgotten witnesses of Woodstock 69, this game was a journey. Despite some of the voice acting being a little goofy on my end at the beginning portion of the game, the story hands down was something I felt. I had to take a break a few times to sink in the absolute euphoric beauty this game possessed. For anyone out there who loves music, wants a good indie game to experience something so presenting and so visceral, check this out. As for my rating, I give this game a 9 out of 10.